It was dollar a picture night. You can guess the rest. Hey, this is Plain Jane in my own living room here in rural Virginia. And I have a rather personal video, which I hesitated to do because some of my ex-students are watching my videos, but I think I should do it anyway. And before you listen, instead of after, like a normal person would, I would like you to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. One morning in 1984, I walked up West Main Street in Charlottesville and turned right on Chancellor Street, where I worked as a fraternity cook. Even my hair follicles throbbed with a hangover. The night before, my husband, my infant son, and I had gone to the Cotton Exchange restaurant and bar with we thought we were just going to go down there for a few minutes because we only had a couple of dollars and we did not have enough to get a buzz. Well, it turned out to be dollar a picture night. You guess the rest. Our friends bought us beer, and the last thing I remember doing is changing a diaper on top of the pinball machine. In harsh daylight, I knew that I was failing at my most important job of all, that of being mother and last-ditch protector of my beautiful son. What might have happened to him with both parents drunk? Actually, the next morning, neither one of us could remember how we had gotten home. I kept walking. I didn't cry, but I did cry out. I said, Lord, you created me, you made me, you understand me, and you know what my problem is. Please tell me what to do, and I will do it. Anytime before that, if I prayed, assuming that word applies, I never did say anything about being willing to cooperate with God, except this time I did. That made the difference, I think. I stopped off at the frat house on Chancellor Street, and then I went to pay the rent on the corner of 14th and 15th Streets. On the second or third step up, I got a message, clear message that said, stop drinking. What a shock. Who would have known that that was my problem? I had never even tried to stop drinking or thought about it. It wasn't even on my radar. Then, for a while, I tried to backpedal by saying, oh, well, God must have meant that I should lay off for a couple of weeks just to clear out my system, and like I could read the mind of God. That would put me with the people who go sit at the bar while broadcasting loudly that they've given up alcohol. Yeah, well, if that's true, what are you doing here at the bar? In my alcoholic apartment home, I got up every morning and threw out empty bottles, emptied them into the sink, washed glasses. Once I reflexively tipped back a Budweiser, only to realize it did not belong in my mouth. For one thing, it had already been in someone else's mouth. So I spit it out into the sink, and that was that. Except for one time I took communion at an Episcopalian funeral. Now, God knew how to penetrate my fog when nothing else would do it. The thing took on a life of its own. I had money in my pocket, like, wow, where did that come from? My head didn't hurt. I could see the beauty that had been all around me all along, but now I could see it. By most definitions, I had been an alcoholic. I had to give it up in order to hear God and to live sanely. And it happened without bottle battles over whether to drink or not. Now, all of my other struggles haven't been that easy, but now I'm a little bit stronger than I was then. I was able to finish university, something that I thought would never happen. Finally, after 16 years, I had a bachelor's degree. Now, don't laugh, whatever you do. My cousin Tammy's got the red ribbon. Before that, I could go great guns for a few weeks of school, wowing my professors with my brilliance, or so I imagined. But the parties would start to include me. I would start missing morning classes, and then I would miss all of them. Eventually, the College Hill Social Club would become my seminar, and I would quit for the first, second, and third time. I would quit school. Maybe you're a moderate person, unlike me. Alcohol or drugs aren't your problem. Good for you. But I needed help. The Lord wanted me to live an abundant life right here and right now, not just later and forever. And He didn't want me to live a blurry one of denial and failure.